What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about a release from much earlier this year, Quo Vadis, Aida. Before we begin, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this movie were, if you already saw it or if you're planning on seeing it, and make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you like these reviews, as it helps me out immensely by getting my channel out there. And if you're new here, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases, older films, hidden gems, and so much more on a near daily basis. But let's not waste any more time and let's talk about Quo Vadis, Aida. This stars Jasna Duricic as Aida, a translator for the UN in the small town of Srebrenica. When the Serbian army takes over the town, her family is among the thousands of citizens looking for shelter in the UN camp. This is written and directed by Jasna Duricic, and it was distributed in the US via one of my favorite companies for independent films, Neon, using their banner known as Super Ltd. Now, I know I'm late on this one, as it was out much earlier this year. I initially wanted to talk about it prior to the Oscars, as it was one of the nominees for Best International Feature, and it received arguably even more critical acclaim than this year's winner, Another Round, but I just didn't get a chance to review it. Though I still really want to talk about it. I was initially going to just do a very short review on it, but when I saw what was actually at the heart of the film, I knew I had to go a little deeper. And I gotta say, I think this probably could have given Another Round a run for its money at the Oscars had there been a little more of a push for it, because this is an absolutely beautiful film, and the best way to describe it is an emotional gut punch. It's a war movie with a strong anti-war message, and it does something that we don't see all too often and gives us, first and foremost, a look at the awful effects that war has on innocent civilians, with the focus being the takeover of the city and the people trying to get to safety as these horrific war crimes quickly unfold. Now, while Aida and her family are fictional characters, the film is a dramatization of an actual historical atrocity known as the Srebrenica massacre of 1995, and it features two real-life figures as primary characters alongside Aida and her family, that being the invading General Ratko Mladic, as well as the UN Colonel Toms Kremens. The film's gripping, but rather than giving us epic, action-packed combat scenes that we're used to seeing in these sort of films, we instead get these absolutely heartbreaking moments of civilians plucked from their homes and constantly fleeing for their lives, all the while Aida watches helplessly and begs non-stop for her family's safety, usually with her pleas to Kremens falling on deaf ears, as he's shown getting constantly overwhelmed easily and caving to demands made of him with very little pushback. While I've seen these moments in other war films, with some exceptions, they're usually nothing more than just moments, like they're one scene in an otherwise combat-heavy film focused on soldiers. I gotta say that nothing will prepare you for just how horrifying this can be, as it's the centerpiece of the entire film. Now, while the often harrowing, somber tone might be a bit much for some people, it's not without purpose, because at the center of the film is a message about the value of human life. And it's a film that wants to be uncomfortable because it wants us to think differently. There are situations that you may hear explained as strategic decision-making, but those decisions actually turn out to be a literal nightmare for the innocent people affected by them. And the message here is one that I can deeply appreciate, and one that I hope can be explored in future films, as it's one that needs to be addressed more. And as far as this film, I thought it captured that message beautifully, though as a result, it is absolutely heartbreaking to watch, especially knowing that the horrific events portrayed here actually happened. Now, besides the film's messaging, the acting here is superb all around, particularly from Jasna Duricic as Aida, whose sharp-witted and resourceful nature makes her absolutely mesmerizing to watch, and the performances from her, as well as the actors playing Aida's family, bring out the heart in an otherwise absolutely brutal film. While the film's often dour, there are quite a number of moments focused on just the family that had a nice sense of emotion, and they served as a stark contrast to the absolutely cruel and loathsome Mladic and the submissive, somewhat pathetic Kremens. Meanwhile, all the acting supported by some top-notch direction and beautiful camera work by Srebrenica, capturing the helplessness often felt by Aida as she struggles to keep her family safe. While I've never seen any of this director's work in the past, I thought she did an absolutely phenomenal job here, with some of the shots being totally breathtaking. And it's a frequently engaging film. It's paced exceptionally well, and it always felt like a race against the clock, while still never losing sight of its more humanistic elements. These characters are the ones who are at the center of all this, and they drive this film forward all the way through. You're always wondering what's next because you care so much for them, especially Aida. And I was really amazed by the care put into each and every one of them. Though it makes sense, as it goes so well with the film's strong, people-centered messaging. Quo Vadis Aida is an absolutely heartbreaking film. It's one that won't be for everyone, as it's not easy to get through, but it's not without its purpose, as it has a very strong, people-centered, anti-war message at its core. On top of that, the film is just expertly crafted and superbly acted, especially anchored by a great performance from Jasna Duricic as Aida, who I found to be absolutely mesmerizing. While this one's a tough watch, I still recommend giving this one a shot if you can, as it's a film with something to say. Quo Vadis Aida gets an 8 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Quo Vadis Aida, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Do you think it should have won at the Oscars? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.